Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 9. My name is Xavier Robert, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu tenders academic records from Chicago State University and others. Governor Moino flags up construction of Owaruta Norkwe Kerafaga Udoyo Edebom 1 by Ekpongwa Market Roads. Plus, Israel's biggest military operation in West Bank in years enters second day. Details of these stories and more in a moment. First in the news tonight is a report that President Bola Tinubu has tendered copies of his educational records from the Chicago State University before the presidential election party PDP. Also tendered by his lawyer Wole Olanipekun San is a 2007 letter from the United States Embassy in Nigeria absolving Tinubu of any criminal liability in the U.S. and the letter of request from the Nigeria Police Force NPF to the U.S. Embassy. The academic records from the Chicago State University, 12 documents in all, were certified on June 28, 2023 by Jamar C. ORR, the Associate General Counsel Office of the Legal Affairs, Chicago State University. Also tendered are 6 copies of documents relating to immigration and visa. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu today met with the immediate past Minister of Education Adamu at the State House Abuja. Adamu, who arrived at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa at about 1:30 p.m., was ushered into the office complex for the closed-door meeting with the president, although the agenda of their discussion is not yet public. It comes amidst uncertainties and speculations about the president's ministerial list. Challenges, saying Nigeria has no reason to fail the African continent. Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communication and Strategy, Dele Alake, said Tinubu disclosed this while receiving visiting Bank of America officials in his office at the State House today. Tinubu's travel in the country. Away from that now, the federal government is set to reduce the importation of drugs in the country from 60% to 40% to promote the local manufacturing of drugs. The Special Advisor to the President on Health, Salma Anas Ibrahim, made this disclosure at a workshop organized to strengthen the World Health Organization Nigeria Country Cooperation Strategy in Abuja. According to Anas Ibrahim, this is part of President Bola Tinubu's priority agenda to bridge the gap in country's health sector. Other priority areas include increase and improving of access to equal health care services, national health insurance. In a separate development, the Nigerian government, through the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), has announced the VAT Direct Initiative, a scheme aimed towards enabling the government to collect value-added taxes (VAT) from the informal sector and reduce multiple taxations in the informal economy. The FIRS disclosed this in a statement, noting that it would partner with the Market Traders Association of Nigeria (MATAN) to collect and remit VAT from its members, particularly those in the informal sector, using a unified systems technology. According to the FIRS, the scheme will help tackle multiple taxations in the marketplace through partnerships with security agencies to curb the activities of touts and self-imposed tax collectors. From the Red Chambers now, where the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has announced the principal officers of the 10th Senate, which he says emerged by consensus. The new officers are Senator Opeyemi Bamidele from Ekiti State, as Senate Leader, Senator Dave Umahi from Ebonyi State, as Deputy Senate Leader, Senator Aline Dume from Borno State as Chief Whip, and Senator Lola Ashiru from Kwara State as Deputy Chief Whip. also announced the names of minority principal officers to include Senator Simon Davo Plateau North PDP Minority Leader Oyewumi Olarere, Osun West PDP Deputy Minority Leader Darlington Nwokocha, Abia Central LP Minority Whip, and Rufai Hanga, Kano Central NNPP Deputy Minority Whip, among others. In a related development, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has named Julius Ihovere, APC Edo, as the Majority Leader of the 10th House of Representatives. Kingsley Chinda, PDP Rivers, also emerged as the Minority Leader. Abbas, during plenary in Abuja today, unveiled the DOE and other principal officers. Ihovere represents Owan Federal Constituency of Edo State, while Chinda is representing Ohio Akwa Federal Constituency of Rivers State. Other principal officers from the Majority Caucus named included Abdullahi Halim's APC Kogi as Deputy Majority Leader, Usman Kumo APC Gombe as the Chief Whip, while Adewumi Onanuga APC Ogun was named the Deputy Majority Whip. Also from the Minority Party, Ali Isa PDP Gombe emerged the Minority Whip. Ali Madaki NNPP Kano was named the Deputy Minority Leader, and George Ozodinobi LP Anambra emerged the Deputy Minority Whip. Speaking on the formation of committee, Abbas said the constitution of the committee was ongoing, adding that it would cut across party affiliation. Meanwhile, the Senator Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee (NWC) of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) has disowned the majority leadership positions announced by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, saying the party has not officially communicated the presiding officers. National Chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, made the declaration to Kayode Egbetokun to direct its personnel to stop forthwith extortion, intimidation, and harassment of motorists and commuters on highways. The Senate resolution was sequel to the adoption of a motion at plenary on urgent need to halt extortion, intimidation, and harassment of motorists and commuters by the police on public roads. The motion was sponsored by Senator Onyekachi Peter of APC Ebonyi. Peter, in his lead debate, said one of the primary functions of the police personnel was to, among other things, facilitate the free passage and movement on highways. According to him, Section 49, subsection 1 of the Police Act 2020 empowers the police to conduct stop and search operations. He said the police personnel who had the primary duty to facilitate free passage and movement of commuters and motorists on public roads had taken undue advantage by resorting to extortion, intimidation, and harassment of motorists. Away from that, now, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said it will prosecute 200 this while addressing all the resident electoral commissioners at the commission's headquarters in Abuja. He added that the electoral body will work closely with the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA), which he said is willing to prosecute the cases free of charge. Analyzing the polls, Yakubu said the 2023 general elections were the most prepared for when compared to previously held elections. According to him, the February 25 presidential and National Assembly elections were held as scheduled. He added that the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) machines deployed for accreditation performed optimally. The INEC boss described the 2023 general elections as one that produced the most diverse National Assembly ever. In the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has opened and closed its defense in the petition by Peter Obi and the Labour Party (LP) before the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC). INEC's lawyer Abubakar Mahmood announced the closure of the first respondent's case after the conclusion of the testimony of its sole witness, Dr. Lawrence Bayode, a deputy director in the Information and Communication Technology (ICT) Department of INEC. Now, Mahmood also tendered some documents in evidence to the court. Meanwhile, the witness under cross-examination said if blurred documents were downloaded from IRAV, that will not affect the physical results as recorded in Forms EC8, which are not blurred. Now in education, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM has barred Ejimeme Mmesoma from sitting for the examination for 3 years amid controversy surrounding her results. The JAM spokesperson Fabian Benjamin disclosed this in a statement to newsmen. According to him, the board stands by its decision that the result being paraded by the candidate is fake. Recall that Mmesoma claimed that she scored 362, but JAM refuted it, noting that she scored 249. In a related development, the Registrar of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, today said that Nigerians will be shocked if the board decides to reveal the details of the forgery perpetrated by Mmesoma Ejikeme, the candidate from Anambra State whom the board accused of manually inflating her UTME score. Oloyede noted that the result paraded by Ejikeme was the template for a student who sat UTME 2 years ago. In an interview with newsmen, the former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ilorin said, with the JAM code scan, it is clear that Ejikeme is parading a fake result, adding that it is either she is being duped or she is part. Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU Professor Emmanuel Sodeki, has called for the composition of a common committee to resolve the controversy over the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) result of Mmesoma Ejikeme. Sodeki spoke in a telephone interview with newsmen today as the result saga continued to generate reactions across the country. It will be recalled that the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM had on Sunday withdrawn the result of Mmesoma, alleging manipulation of her scores. The head of Public Affairs and Protocol JAM, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, in a statement said that Ejikeme claimed to have scored 362 in the 2023 UTME, but actually scored 249. He said that the claim had attracted her a 3 million naira scholarship and that the candidate was also set to be honored by the Anambra State government when one of its top officials put a call through to JAM to confirm her claim. In the meantime, the chief investigator of a United Kingdom UK-based firm Global Private Investigators Limited, Victor Uwaje, has called for thorough inquiry into the controversy trailing the highest scorer in the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). Uwaje, a renowned international investigator, in a statement issued today in Abuja, urged the federal government to carry out an independent probe without involving the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM. Recall that on Sunday, JAM accused Ejikeme Mmesoma of manipulating her result in this year's examination and consequently barred the Anambra native from sitting for the exam for the next 3 years. It claimed that she simply falsified a copy of a result slip of a candidate named Asimiyu Mariam Omobolanle, who sat for the UTME in 2021 and scored 138. Reacting to the development, Uwaje said there is more to the drama than meets the eye, adding that the way and manner JAM has gone about the controversy leaves a lot to be desired. In another development, to reduce the high cost of living caused by the withdrawal of fuel subsidy, Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum today released 80 buses and pickup vans for free transportation of farmers from their communities to farmlands. The 80 means of transport will comprise 50 luxurious buses to be allocated from the fleet of the Borno Express Corporation, a state-owned transport company, while the state 30 pickup vans will be hired and provided by the state government. Meanwhile, Governor Zulum, while addressing thousands of farmers, urged them to cooperate with soldiers, police and other security agencies deployed to roads to protect citizens, including farmers who go to outskirts to access their farmlands. The governor expressed gratitude to the military for their sacrifices in protecting Borno people, which, according to him, is now enabling farming activities across the state. In a separate development, the Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission has arrested the former Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Idris Wada, the Permanent Secretary of the Public Procurement Bureau, and 3 directors, the Chairman of the anti-graft agency Moi Magaji today revealed the latest developments during a press conference held in his office, adding that an investigation into bribery allegations against the former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje would be reopened. Magaji noted that the arrest was made in connection with he was committed to conducting a thorough investigation into the allegations. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino today flagged off the construction of Owaruta Norkwe Kerefa Udoyop Edebom 1 by Ikponwa Market Roads, linking Ibesikwa Sutan and Nsribam local government areas of the state. Speaking during the event held at the St. Saviour, stated his determination to bring into bear the vision he has for the state through his RISE agenda. Our correspondent has the details.
Encapsulated in Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has reiterated his commitment to keeping to his social contract with the people by ensuring that he does his best to implement the programs as encapsulated in his RISE agenda. Governor Inoho gave the assurances when he flagged off the construction of Owotuta Norkwe Kerefa Udoyop Edebom 1 by Ikponwa Market Roads, linking Ibesikwa Sultan and Nsribam local government areas. Appreciated the World Bank and the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project RAM of the State Ministry of Agriculture for partnering with him in the realization of the project. The governor also used the occasion to announce that the State Executive Council will be constituted this month to ensure that the government begins to work with the farmers and ensure that soft loans are given to them through the Fadama Microfinance Bank to help in the agricultural revolution plans of his administration.
We commit to ensuring that we keep to our social contract with you, and we will ensure that by the grace of God, we will do our very best to implement and appreciate the World Bank and by extension the managers of RAM for working with us and ensuring that our partnership becomes very fruitful. The Executive Council will be constituted this month. Then we will ensure that we begin to work with our farmers, and we will make sure that soft loans and
while assuring that the project will be completed on schedule, the governor stressed that only those who are lazy will not benefit from his government. He equally used the opportunity to thank the people of Nsribam and Ibesikwa Sultan for their overwhelming support in the last general election and restated his determination to serving the people.
I will be enjoy the government, you know me. I don't be but I will be yes and I'm Kuba more. But when you say for Nam Kuba, government may Udoro. Let me begin by appreciating profoundly the people of Nsribam and the people of Ibesikwa Sultan for voting overwhelmingly for us in the just concluded elections. We thank you. We thank you for your commitment. We thank you. We thank you so much. Thank you for enabling us to bring to bear the vision that we have for Akwa Ibom State through our RISE agenda. We can never thank you enough. God bless you.
Earlier in their goodwill messages, the representative of the World Bank, Professor Mohamed Babangana, and his RAM counterpart, Engineer Charles, pledged their commitment to a fruitful realization of the project. Also speaking, member representing Nsribam State Constituency, Erigapan, and his Ibesikwa Sultan counterpart, Ubong Atta, applauded the governor for embarking on the life-touching project within his first few months in office, assuring him of their unalloyed support to the completion of the project and many others through their RISE agenda of the government. In Uyo, Jane Uwa, Spectrum Television News.
Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has assured that the state government is taking steps to ensuring improved power generation and distribution at the state-owned Ibom Power Company. Governor Inoho stated this during his familiarization tour of the company in Ikorabasi local government area, said he was not in the mode of acting on reports from the field without confirming things by himself, and noted that it was his administrative style that prompted him to embark on the fact-finding mission with the full state government apparatus to not just the company, but other government departments and agencies. The governor described as revealing his tour of the company, saying that a lot has been unraveled on the operations of the power plant, and called for a comprehensive audit report to enable him ascertain his takeoff point in tackling the challenges. He appreciated the Ministry of Power, Board and Management of Ibom Power and Savannah Energy for agreeing to proffer solutions to issues affecting the efficiency of the company, assuring that with a repositioning of the company, it will run optimally and the state would witness uninterrupted electricity supply. The Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that earlier the chairman, Ibom Power Company engineer Etido Inyang, who conducted the governor and his team around the facility, highlighted the operations of the company and requested for government's assistance to enable the power plant to run optimally. Still to come in the news. Shell Petroleum to invest billions in Nigeria's gas. To stay with us.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian.
From issues on politics,
hello Nigeria, I remain committed.
Security,
education, health,
lifestyle, and so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyeken
every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigerian police force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police force.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked
The evidence in our matter. Is this an adversary proceeding? It's not, my lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court. Is this an adversary proceeding? It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding your lordship. My lord, sorry, my lord. I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, We paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Have reacted to President Macky Sall's announcement that he will not be a candidate in the 2024 presidential election, saying it resulted from pressure from the people. A member of parliament, Abbas Four, and coordinator of the party of key opposition, Pastef Ousmane Sonko, said it was no surprise, noting that the pressure was such that he had no choice but to respect the constitution, which he himself cited several times. Meanwhile, a former Prime Minister, Aminata Toure, who is now in opposition, said Sall's decision to respect the constitution was because of the mobilization of Senegalese Democrats locally and in the diaspora. Still in Africa, South Africa's Zulu king, Misuzulu Kazwelithini, has denied allegations that he may have been poisoned, saying that he is in good health. The allegation comes amid conflicting concerns after the Zulu traditional Prime Minister Mangosuthu Buthelezi said over the weekend that the king was being treated in neighboring Eswatini for suspected poisoning. Buthelezi had said that the king was in the hospital following the sudden death of one of his senior advisors, also of suspected poisoning, but the king's official spokesman denied it and said the king was in perfect health. Meanwhile, residents in the Sudanese city of Omdurman say violence has escalated to its highest level in weeks. Civilians in the city, which is adjacent the capital Khartoum, say they are terrified by the intensifying acts of shelling, artillery bombardments, and ground clashes. In Khartoum, the RSF paramilitary forces who control large areas say they have shot down a Sudanese armed forces fighter plane and detained its pilot after he landed with a parachute. Analysts say the army wants to cut off supply routes that the RSF uses between Omdurman and its strongholds in western Sudan. Meanwhile, in Darfur, the paramilitary's Arab militia allies have been attacking non-Arab families. His husband is accused of being responsible for the deaths of hundreds of people. Rhoda Mawu, who is married to cult leader and self-styled Pastor Paul Mackenzie, had been in custody for 62 days. But when it came to Mackenzie himself, along with 16 other co-accused, the court ruled that they should remain in custody for another 30 days. Lawyers have been arguing whether it is legal for police to hold the suspects for so long, though the magistrate says their continued detention is justified because it is in the public interest. At least 339 people linked to the Good News International Church are believed to have either starved themselves to death, were badly beaten, or strangled at the Shakahola forest in southeastern Kenya. Meanwhile, the Kenya Red Cross says 600 people are still missing. On the foreign scene now, where local military officials have said shelling from Russia injured 3 men in the village of Buda Vorobeva, northern Ukrainian region of Chernihiv. Speaking with newsmen, the local ministry official Vyacheslav Charles said all 3 men are in moderate condition, and the area near the border with Russia has experienced frequent shelling in recent days. In a Telegram post, Charles added that more families have left the village in the wake of the latest attack. Still on the foreign scene, Russia President Vladimir Putin has said that his country will continue to oppose Western sanctions following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Putin said this in his address to a virtual Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit, which is his first to an international meeting since last month's mutiny in Russia. The Russian president backed trade accords between score nations in local currencies, adding that more than 80% of trade between Chinese and Russian people was in rubles and yuan, and urged other score members to follow the same process. In a related development, inside wounds suffered in a Russian missile strike on Iraq with the blue and yellow national flag. The 37-year-old was dining at the RIA Pizza restaurant in Kramatorsk. She was seriously wounded and died in hospital 4 days later. As well as several rioters are into a crowded great strength the northern city of Jenin, with very few people on the urban community that was home to 18,000 Israeli anti-bomb bulldozer Asia, with 7 bodies waterfall located deep in a forest. It meant that 9 of the victims and the 7 bodies were. And now it's time for the latest.
My name is Davina PDC. Amid the meeting its financial obligations, he told us Shell Petroleum was led by its global. The top director of Shell disclosed to NNPCL its gas station around the country, Chuku, the most recent quarterly publication of NNPCL, a local company regarding this business. Informal sector on behalf of the federal government, Nigeria, MATAN. The initiative is expected to ease tax collection from the market traders and also curb multiple taxations experienced in the informal sector. In 1995. Nigerian stock market share index declined 1,234.2 basis points at minus 1.99% to close at 60,715.04 points. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is 33 naira.1 trillion. Compared with Monday's trading data, today's data shows 8% decline in volume and 13% decline in turnover. In the aggregate, 126 listed equities participated in trading, ending with 33 gainers and 44 losers. Consolidated Hallmark Insurance led the gainers with 10% share price appreciation, closing at 99 kobo per share. On the losing side, Lasako Assurance came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 13.86% at 2 naira.30 kobo per share. FCMB Group recorded the highest volume of 180 million traded shares. This is all on business news, and back to you for the rest of the news.
Rabakine avoids upset against Shelby Rogers. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying tuned. Now in health, the Federal Capital Territory FCT administration has announced the outbreak of diphtheria infection in some parts of Abuja. The Director, FCT Public Health Department, Dr. Sadiq Abdurrahman, made the disclosure during a news conference. Dr. Abdurrahman said that the disease had already killed a 4-year-old. He recalled that the outbreak of the disease had earlier been confirmed in Lagos, Kano, and Ondo states in January, noting that it triggered a national response to the National Center for Disease. The director tasked residents to embrace personal hygiene and to report any strange symptoms, particularly one relating to respiratory distress, to the relevant authorities. Still in health, the World Health Organization, WHO, and the United Nations Children's Fund in a new report stated that good nutrition, health, safety, security, and early learning play a critical role in early childhood development and provide children with the opportunity to develop to their full potential. The report highlighted the need to step up investment in essential areas for interventions in the child's first year of life, especially in the poorest and most fragile countries. The Director of Maternal, Newborn, Child and Adolescent Health and Aging at WHO, Dr. Anshu Banerjee, said while the report showed encouraging progress, greater investment is needed in the foundational early years so that children everywhere can have the best possible start for a healthy life ahead. Let's head over now to Isaac for trending sports stories.
Well, thank you very much. In sport, defending Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina recovered from a poor start to avoid the first-round exit against American Shelby Rogers. The Kazakh, whose title defense began with a double fault, won 4-6, 6-1, 6-2. Hampered by illness in her build-up, she lacked energy against the world number 49 at the start, but a dramatic shift in momentum sealed the victory for her. Later, Ons Jabeur, runner-up at last year's Wimbledon, beat Poland's Magdalena Frech 6-3, 6-3. Rybakina's win means she avoided becoming the first women's defending champion since 1994 to lose at the early stage of the competition. Well, in basketball, the Minnesota Timberwolves had faith that Anthony Edwards would be the cornerstone of the franchise when they selected him in 2020. He's proven he was worth the pick, has been rewarded with agreeing a 5-year, $207 million rookie max extension with the Timberwolves this morning. The deal could be worth $260 if he makes an all-time NBA team during the next season. Edwards made his first All-Star team this past season as he led the Timberwolves in scoring with a career-best 24.6 points per game, while also averaging 5.8 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 1.6 steals. At 21 years old, he became the youngest player to average those numbers in the season since LeBron James did that in 2005. Well, according to reports of Getson, the Nigerian international will undergo his medical later today to be announced. It is also shared that the Bears will pay just below £4.3 million to get a deal over the line for Michael Beal and his new look attack. Rangers and Beal have made it very clear that Dessers was the #1 target, having chased him for weeks on end. Now finally gets their man. The Nigerian looked unlikely to make the move to Glasgow only a couple of weeks ago, but everything has changed now, and the deal is agreed and medicals has been booked. That's it on sports. My name is Isaac. Over now to Simon Oko for entertainment news.
World of entertainment. It turns out the Nigerian king of love songs found Juliet to his Romeo long ago. Don Jazzy has shocked fans by revealing that Johnny Drill is married. It turns out that everyone's favorite R&B artist has apparently been married to his lover for the past year. The Nigerian producer and talent manager broke the news in a new post that his signee, John Igodaro, professionally known as Johnny Drill, is in fact married. Don Jazzy posted a photo earlier today taken with the couple on the day of their wedding with a heartwarming caption, "Hey, Rimoni, thank you for loving me." He said to her in his heartfelt caption. The singer tied the knot with his lover Rima Tahini, the director of A&R at Maven Global, the same record label he is signed under months ago. Tahini took to Instagram to post a video from our wedding to commemorate her one-year anniversary, but the post did not reveal her spouse. Based on Drill's music video, we now know that he truly has found the best part of himself. She plays the female lead in the music video, which has pictures from their very incognito wedding. Over the years, there have been numerous speculations about the singer's relationship status. At one point, fans thought he was dating Tomi Ojo, the actress from Far From Home. We couldn't have been more wrong. It is safe to say that congratulations are in order for the singer and his wife. Moving forward, indigenous gospel singer Tope Alabi, recognized recently by the U.S. House of Representatives during her music concert in Houston, Texas. The artist, who has been under fire over the choice of lyrics in her most recent song, took to social media to announce her latest endorsement. Sharing a video from the event, Tope dedicated the certificate of recognition to her creator and hinted that it was a big surprise. And that's it about entertainment now. My name is Simon Oko. Back to the news.
All we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 9. My name is Xavier Robert. Do have a good night rest. Bye-bye.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.